I'd like to say a few words about Megillas Esther, which is all Nisim, Gdoilim, Morubim, Emuno, Hashkocha Protis, HaKadosh Baruch Hu is Benister in the Megillah, like it says in the Posuk, Yovoi HaMelech V'Homon Hayoim is Rosh Teves Yud Kei Vov Kei. What happened exactly in the time of Achashverosh and Vashti? Let me explain you what it says in the Gorn. The Gorn brings down of the Megillas Esther. I'll say as few words which I can manage to say it Bezat Hashem. What was the vikuach between Achashverosh and Vashti? The shaila was, who rules in the house? Who's boss in the house? Is the man boss or is the woman boss? That was the shaila in the time of Achashverosh. Achashverosh said he's the king and Vashti is worth nothing. And Achashverosh and Vashti tainet, she's the queen, and Achashverosh is shoymes susim, guards the horses. He's worth nothing. So Achashverosh wants to show the whole world that he's right. He's boss of the household in Paras, in Persia. Those days, a couple of thousand years ago, Achashverosh wanted to sit on Kisei Shloimeh HaMelech. Achashverosh wanted to sit on the throne of Shloimeh HaMelech. Came to him a joke, like you say it, in his head. I want to sit on the throne of Shloimeh HaMelech. I'm boss of the house. Vashti is worth nothing. I'm boss. And I'm the most choshev person in my household. So as he started walking up the stairs on the throne of Shloimeh HaMelech, we know that's what is brought down. In Chazal, one side of the throne was a lion made out of gold, all mechanically. The other side was a nesher, a bird. When Shloimeh HaMelech went up on the throne, the lion pushed him, and the nesher pushed him here. Next lion pushed him there. Another nesher pushed him there, until he came to the top stair. As he sat down, one pigeon came, brought his crown, put on his head, all mechanically, all nifla b'yoser. Achashverosh wanted to do the same thing. He just put his foot on the first stair, and the lion gave him a box. He realized he's not able of going on the throne of Shloimeh HaMelech. So he says, I'll make a throne like the throne of Shloimeh HaMelech. The throne of Shloimeh HaMelech is here. I'll go 10 yards away, 20 yards away. I'll see how he built this chair over here. I'll build the chair bidiyuk like the chair of Shloimeh HaMelech. After he built it, the Gorn brings down. He wanted to move the chair over to the palace where he lived. He couldn't find workers to lift up the chair and a crane to lift up the chair to take it to his palace. What did he do? He brought the palace round the chair. For example, let's say an example which you can understand me. We have in America Los Angeles, Las Vegas, New York, Washington, D.C. That's how it's built in the USA. Which country in the USA is the White House. The White House is in Washington, D.C. Let's say comes along a president. As the President Titus, he wants to move the White House to a different place. Instead of the White House being in Washington, D.C., he wants to move the White House to Los Angeles or to Miami Beach. It's sunny there, lot of beaches. I want to move the White House over there. So the people which work in the White House, they say, you can't do something like that. We work in the White House. We lawn the grass. We watch the place. We in charge of the place. We guard the place. We can't just move our family from one town to the next. Let's go back to Achashverosh. Achashverosh couldn't move the chair, the throne, from one town to the next. He wasn't able of doing it. So what did he do? He moved the whole palace to Shushan HaBira. He built a palace round the chair in Shushan HaBira. The Ike Kavono from him was to show Vashti that he's boss and she's worth nothing. So he moved everything over to Shushan HaBira. Who lived in Shushan HaBira? Mordechai HaYehudi and Esther Malka. HaKadosh Baruch Hu creates the refuah before the Makkah. That's what the Gorm brings down. Now, after he moved over the palace, he has to pay shoichat to the people, because people have to move their families. So what did he do? He made a Suda half a year. The Suda started Rosh Chodesh Nisan. And Achashverosh thought he's Melech of the Yidden. And he wore Big Day Kahuna. Big Day Kahuna, this week Seder. Pashas Tetzaveh. Big Day Kahuna, Mechaperes, the Gemara brings down his Vochim, Peiches, the Tzitz, and the Mitznefes, and the Me'il, and the Ksoines, and the Mechnasaim. Everything is Mechaper and something else. The biggest Litzonas was that the Achashverosh Goy Gomer should wear Big Day Kahuna. Like taking the words Goy to wear Big Day Kahuna. It's pasnished. And they used the Kelim of the Beis HaMikdash, Kelim and Kelim Shoinim. When did it start? The Suda? Rosh Chodesh Nisan. So the Yonis and Avishus brings down that if you work it out, 6 months from Rosh Chodesh Nisan, 1 month is Molei, 1 month is Choser, comes out that 6 months is exactly finishes Gimel Tishrei. Nisan, Iyar, Sivan, Tammuz of Elul, Gimel Tishrei finished the 6 months. When started by Yom HaShvi, Ketoiv Leva Melech Bayoyin, Dalet Tishrei, Hey Tishrei, Vov Tishrei, Zayin, Ches, Tes, Yud. Yom HaKippurim, Bayoim HaShvi, Ketoiv Leva Melech Bayoyin. Brings down Rabbi Yonis and Eibeshitz. Achashverosh, after 6 months of giving them to drink and to do efkeros in the Suda of Achashverosh, also the Yidden came there. And Mordechai told them, don't come there, and they came there. On the night of Yom Kippurim, they were by Achashverosh. But the daytime of Yom Kippurim, all the Yidden went home. They went to the shul. They went to the synagogue. And the beautiful Irish brings down that was the schus of Am Yisrael, that even though the night of Yom Kippurim they were by Achashverosh, but the daytime They were all in shul. I once heard a story in the name of a Rav Yashiv. I think maybe Zilberstein brings down this story. That once died a woman. She didn't believe nothing. Garnished. They decided which Beit HaKvoros to put her in. Where should they put her? Yiddish Beit HaKvoros or Goyish Beit HaKvoros? She was a Yid, but she kept nothing. So Rabbi Yashiv asked, where was she on Yom Kippur? Where was she? They found out she was in shul. Even though she kept nothing all year round, but Yom Kippur in the morning, she was in the shul, put in the Beit HaKvoros, a Yiddish Beit HaKvoros, a Jewish cemetery. In the night of Yom Kippurim, all the Yidden were by Chashverosh. By the daytime, they were all in shul. By Yom HaShvi, Ketoiv Leva Melech Bayoyin. He's been drinking for half a year. A goy vet shiker. How much can he drink? How much can a goy drink? 6 months plus the 7 days, more and more and more. Bayoim Ashvi Ketoiv Leva Melech Bayoyin. Bring Vashti. I'm boss. Bring Vashti. She should come to me wearing nothing. Mida keneged mido. She was mashit b'nois Yisrael. So also she got it. From Achashverosh to wear nothing. Gabriel put along the tail there. Lamaitzi she didn't come. Achois a busha for Achashverosh. Achashverosh Tainus. He's boss of the world. He's in charge of the whole world. And here, with Achashverosh is shikar, sie will nicht kommen. She doesn't want to come. She told the people, my husband's mad. I'm not going there. What do you do in this matzav? Vayoyme memuchen. Who is memuchen? Homan orosha. So the gold brings down very sweet Torah. The whole Megillah Esther, from the beginning until the end, is our whole life. Our whole life. If we would take a book, write down every single day, 24 hours of the day, what happened yesterday, this morning, at 10 o'clock, 5 after 10, 10 after 10, quarter after 10, 20 after 10. Write down every minute of our life. Then we'll see HaKadosh Baruch Hu, HaKadosh Baruch Hu is there. He looks after us. Hashkocha Potes about everything. Homan Orosh Tainet. That's what the gold brings down. Homan Orosh Tainet like this. That in those days, like in America now, probably also, like in a lot of countries, if the king paskin something, the king can't be machria the law. The king or the queen or the president can't say the law is like I say. Who is koveya? The din, the Beit Mishpat, the courthouse. The courthouse is machria if this person is chayev or this person is potter. In those days, also was that besides the king or the president to say what he thinks, the court case had to be machria if the person is chayev or the person is potter. Homan or rosh or tainet, no, not like that. If something has got to do with the king alone, the king doesn't have to come to the court case. The king doesn't have to come to the courtroom. It's mevaish the king. The king is boss of the world. Why should the king come to the high court? He's boss. The king is boss. And Haman tied it that if Vashti didn't come now to Achashverosh, which is Mevayesh, the covet of Achashverosh, Achashverosh can kill 1, 2, 3 without going through the courts, without going through justice of the court. I don't know if it's justice, but without going through the court. Since Haman HaRosha did this, the gold brings down, because of this, Achashverosh killed Haman HaRosha 9 years later. Why? So the gold brings down like this. In those days, if the court would have paskened what happened, so the court would have said, nah, it didn't really happen like that. Vashti would have liked to come, but something happened, and they would have been mevatel the case of Achashverosh. Since Haman HaRosha tainted anything which has got to do with Achashverosh alone, has got nothing to do with the courtroom, Achashverosh alone can pasken to live or not to live. Since Vashti was Mevayesh Achashverosh, and since Vashti, after she was Mevayesh Achashverosh, all the women in Persia won't listen to the husbands, because just like the queen didn't listen, why should we listen to our husbands? The Achashverosh heard about that. He said, kill her. Killed Vashti. What is it being done afterwards? Afterwards it being done, suddenly the king realized after the wine went down, where's Vashti? It was Min HaShemayim, which was Yom HaKippurim. He wanted to take the comma from the Yidden, but they all tied it. Yidden went here. Yidden went to the synagogue. So who's there to take the comma from? From a Shiva Sorisim. They couldn't take anything because they were Meyayitzim that Haman HaRosha was Meyayitz Achashverosh. That if someone does something against you, you can kill him straight away. Afterwards, the Melech Achashverosh was lifted up. Haman HaRosha became higher and higher and higher. Mordechai HaYehudi lo korea v'lo mishtachave. He doesn't bow down to Haman HaRosha. And it makes Haman HaRosha burn, get angry that this Yid on my doorstep doesn't bow down to me. Of course, in those days, if it would have been lefties there, they would have said, hey Mordechai, because of you, we have a whole problem here. Who told you to sit in front of his nose and not bow down? Go to your house. Who told you to sit by the doorstep of the palace? Why did he sit there? Because Esther Malka was there. And Esther Malka, the Chochmah is given, lo igi Esther. Lo igi de Esther. Lo moilateta who she was. Nothing. Esther kept her mouth shut. Mordechai knew that if she keeps her mouth shut, that alone is part of the Geula. Nista. It's all salvage, check it. We don't know anything. Bikso v'seresh, they put in poison in the wine. Mordechai HaYehudi b'schus of the Sanhedrin, who knew Shivim L'shoinos. He told Esther. Esther told the king in the name of Mordechai. Wrote it down in the Sefer Zechoinos. Balayla hu nododo shnasa melech. Who which melech? Melech malchei amlochem HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Of course HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Hine lo yonum v'lo yishon shoymei Yisrael. but b'schus the tefillas, b'schus the masim toivim of Klal Yisrael and the children crying, everything goes upstairs to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. HaKadosh Baruch Hu said to Eliyahu Novi to Moshe Rabbeinu, Moshe Rabbeinu asked Eliyahu Novi if there's a tzaddik downstairs. He said, yes, Mordechai is downstairs. Tell Mordechai to daven, I'll daven upstairs. La'abdom, loy bedam, it's written. The exam was written, loy bedam, la'abdom. Bekitzer brought down in Chazal, but you all know the story. It's very interesting. It looks poshut, but it took plenty of time, number of years from the beginning until the end. Balaylu noted Shnas HaMelech. And in the meantime, Haman HaRosha was burning mad. But Mordechai doesn't bow down, he goes home. He tells his wife, it's worth nothing. My covet is worth gorisht. Kol zman asi, that Jew boy doesn't bow down to me, my whole covet is worth zero. So what did his wife tell him? Make eitz kavoy chamishim amo. Who did he take? Chavoino. Chavoino was a special servant of Haman HaRosha, and he took him, and he took Chavoino, and he was mashbiah him. He told him, you dare open your mouth that I built the gallows in my house at night. Mido keneged mido. Chavoino hoye bo'oisa eitza. V'lechein yada lesaper lemelech ala eitz. Who was Chavoino? He was a special servant of Haman HaRosha, and he built the gallows at night. And Haman put himself at the gallows. If it's matim for Mordechai, if it's fits, HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, yeah, it fits for you very good. The Melech Achashverosh also had a dream that Haman wants to kill him. He had a dream that in the end the Yid will sit on his throne. So brought down him, and Ois HaLevi is loved after the Yidden, because Esther Malka, the child which was born from them, is a Yid, because she's a Yid. But he had the dream that Haman wants to kill him. Suddenly the king can't sleep at night. Melech Malach HaMlochim, Order Achashverosh. Mi b'chotzer. Haman, what? Haman's going to come to kill me. What does the Melech say? And in the meantime, the Melech read through the Sefer Zechonos. The Mordechai saved his life. Did he pay Mordechai nothing? Zero in the Gornish. He didn't pay Mordechai anything. We have to pay him. It looks like interesting story. Pieces of the jigsaw. You're putting it together. This piece, that piece, this piece, that piece. It looks a beautiful picture. Our whole life is the same thing. Our whole life. This guy trod on his feet. This guy didn't bow down to him. This guy went to the Beit Mishpat against him. Our whole life is built. It looks like stam. It's a whole jigsaw. Hashkocha potters of every single Yid in the world. Who he goes, where he comes, who he meets, who he smiles to, what happened, what didn't happen, how did it happen, why did it happen. Our whole life is Hashkocha potters. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is in charge of us, looks at us, guards us. Hashkocha potters. Haman told Achashverosh, HaMelech Chofetz Bikoroi, you should put him on the white horses and read in front of him, Korah Yaseh Leish, HaMelech Chofetz Bikoroi. So Achashverosh told Haman, do it to Mordechai. Haman said, I'll do it to Mordechai. But he's my son. How can I do it to him? Do it to Mordechai. I'll give some, do it to Mordechai. I'll give a different price to him. No, this. He took him, he went to shul. Some say it was on Rosh Hashanah. He cut his hair, shaved his hair. Like Yosef Atzadik went out of jail, Rosh Hashanah. He went up and he gave him a kick in the back. And he told him, how can you do before the Vecha? Come on, Megillah brings down. Bekitza, Mordechai HaYehudi going around the whole town. And the daughter of Haman Orosha thinks that her father is sitting on the horse. And who's pulling the horse? Mordechai HaYehudi. She took the bucket from the bathroom where people put the dirt inside, and she lifted it up, and she poured it over the head of her father. She thought who's pulling the horse is Mordechai. She didn't realize pulling the horse is her father. The father looks up. My daughter? My daughter put on me the dirt from the bathroom. And his daughter realized that it wasn't Mordechai, it was Haman. She jumped out the window and she killed herself. Haman finishes the circle, goes home, hasn't got time to have a shower, comes along running. The servants from the king, Achashverosh make a suda, no time to have a shower. Esther Malka wants you to come. Yesterday she invited you. Come back again for the suda. But I can't, I'm smell and I can't come. At the suda, when Esther Malka saw there's a shinui between the first suda and the second suda, by the first suda, she didn't see it was yet not the Shnas HaMelech. By the first suda, she didn't see a shinui in Haman. But through the second suda, where Am Yisrael were davening, where 22,000 children were crying, and Am Yisrael was mitchazek, and she realized there's a shinoi to the second suda and the first suda. Then she said, Ish tzav oyev Haman oro hazeh. Achashverosh was so burning mad, all through yain. Everyone was drinking wine. Also, she drank wine. Haman also drank wine. He went outside to the garden. And who was in the garden? HaKadosh Baruch Hu sent Malachei HaShores, bidmut, the children of Haman Orosha. And they came along with hammer and chisel and a saw and started cutting down all the trees in the garden. So Achashverosh told, who taught you to cut down the trees? You're ruining my garden. So they tied it to Malachei HaShores, bidmut, the children of Haman Orosha. Our father told us to do it. So Rav Brevter asks, what do you mean your father told you to do it? It's a sheker. Haman Orosha told him to do it. The answer is yes. Because it says, Ki Odom Eitz HaSodeh. And he wanted to kill Am Yisrael. Bekitza, Achashverosh couldn't stay inside. Because Haman Orosha wanted to kill Esther. He couldn't stay outside. Because the children of Haman Orosha are cutting down the trees. He came back inside. And what does he see when he comes back inside? Haman is lying on the bed of Esther Malka. That second, Achashverosh told Haman, Hagam, lichvosh et Malka imi babayit. You take my wife in my house. Toch kedei. When Achashverosh said that, what happened? Comes along Chavoino. It was Eliyahu Novi bidmus Chavoino. He tells the king, Gam hine ya'etz. Haman Rosh prepared the tree to hang last night he did it, to hang Mordechai on it. What does Achashverosh say? By Tulu Olav, take Haman and hang him on the tree. Vayislu es Haman ala eitz asher heichin a Mordechai v'chamas hamelech shechocho. So the Gaon brings down the gewaltige Wort. If Haman Rosso 9 years ago wouldn't be mevatel that law in Shushan Abira, what was the law? The law was in the time of Achashverosh that besides the king and the queen saying their psokim, whatever they hold, but the high court, they're in charge of all the laws of the country. And Haman Tained, if someone does something bad to the king or the queen, then they don't have to ask the high court. If something's got to do with the Medina, with the whole country, it's got to do with the high court. If something's got to do with the actual king and queen, they don't have to come to the high court. That's what Haman or Rosh Tained. That's why they killed Vashti. If they would have gone to the high court, they would have said the high court, nah, Vashti didn't come, she had upset stomach, she didn't feel good, she had fever. Then it would have been mevatel it. They wouldn't have killed Vashti, wouldn't have come Esther. Since Haman or Rosso killed Vashti, came Esther. And who killed Haman or Rosso? Chavoino or Esther. Why? Because the Eliyahu Novi came in the Dmut Chavoino. He said, Hine Ya'etz. True enough. If there would have been the High Court would have said, nah. Haman didn't mean to fall on Esther. Something happened, he slipped on a banana peel. He wasn't lying on Esther, he was lying next to Esther. But since Haman Rosso did something 9 years earlier, Haman Rosso killed Vashti, and Haman Rosso killed himself. Whatever a person does, la'atzmoi hu aseh. Megillas Esther, Purim, Chag Purim is a very hard day, not an easy day. Yom Kippurim, it's easy to do tshuva. You fast, you eat shul, you don't wear shoes, you wear socks, you wear slippers, you wear plimsolls, you wear sport shoes, you in shul, you daven, you sing. It's very nice to davening. It's easy to do tshuva, you stay in shul. Ki bayoyim hazeh yachapeh alechem. Over Purim is a day of eating, a day of drinking. You have to come to the same madriga. You have to realize that our whole life, our whole hashkocha protis, which we have, it's all based on pnimius. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is there. We don't see HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Yovoi hamelech v'homon hayoim Rosh Teves Yud Kei Vov Kei. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is there. We don't see him. Our whole life, HaKadosh Baruch Hu is from the diapers until the end. He did this to me. That guy did this to me. He closed the door. He opened the door. He smiled. He didn't smile. He said a word like this. I got hurt from it. Everything, it's all hashkocha protis. It's all chasodim, gedolim u'merubim. HaKadosh Baruch Hu will help us. We'll have a gewaltige, happy Purim. Kol ha'poishtet yad noislim loi. You ask for HaKadosh Baruch Hu to help me. You ask for HaKadosh Baruch Hu to be with me, to look after me, to watch my family, to give us hatzlocha, chaim tov v'maruchim. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is with everyone. will be with everyone. We have to be all united together. Ish et chaveru ya'azoru lo'ochiv yomer chazak. Achdus together. Kedusha, Tara, Simcha, Siyata D'Shmaya B'ezrat Hashem. Shouldn't waste the day of just drinking, and that's the end of the story. Of course, there's the inyan of drinking. That's what the Gaon brings down, the Brisker brings down, because the whole ness of killing Vashti came through drinking. The whole ness of killing Haman HaRasha came also through drinking. This is a great talk. It's a very big day. Mustn't forget the poor people. Mustn't forget what people need in Yeshua. Everyone will be helped B'ezrat Hashem. We'll all be gebenched. We'll all be zoiches B'ezrat Hashem. Lalois, mala, more Torah, more simcha, more chesed, more siyata d'shmaya. To think about the people which don't have, to think about them, to help them, to be with them, to be mechazik them, then HaKadosh Baruch Hu will be mechazik all of us. Will all be zoicha zayin to the binyan Beis Hamikdash with Mashiach Tzidkeinu, Chodesh Nisan habo aleinu letoivo, with simchas hatzlocho, chaim toivim aruchim, siyata d'shmaya, uvo lezion goyel, or leshova pesha b'Yaakov. B'schus, the Gemara says, b'schus what does come the geula, uvo lezion goyel, or leshova pesha b'Yaakov? Through or leshova pesha b'Yaakov, that's why we'll be uvo lezion goyel. Because you would help us. Be with us. He's always with us. Look after us. Al tiro of the Yaakov. Be mamin in Hashem. Be together, united. Ish es chaveru yazoiru. Achdus. Klal Yisrael B'ezrat Hashem. Will all be helped with a gutyo, und a gebenchte Tomit, und a tzlocha gedoilo, und siyata d'shmaya, und chaim toivim aruchim ulesholoi.